How we doing? Today I have the iPod that was sent to me by Eddie Steady 73 with the broken click wheel. It otherwise turns on, but I can't do anything because the click wheel doesn't work. So we're going to try to take this apart. I have a donor unit over here with a clicky wheel and stuff right here that's already apart. It's missing its drive and all that kind of good stuff. And we're going to take this guy apart, or at least try to, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, if you look closely right here, there is a seam right in there. I can actually stick my thumbnail in there. We need a spudger tool of some kind, such as this, which is the iSesamo, as you see at the bottom there. And you use the little pointy end, and we're just going to put it right in that groove, stick it in there, and just pry. And as you can see, that opened up some, and then we just keep working our way down and around very carefully. It's a little bit of a fidgety process, so just take your time. You may damage the case doing this, but if you use the right tool like this, chances are pretty good it won't be that bad. There we go. And just work your way around. Looks like over here we got it popped a little bit. Pop that out. Just pry very gently. Okay, it looks like we're getting a little stuck here, so we're going to work from the other way around. We'll come back over here and keep prying here. There we go, that's looking a little nicer. And over here, let's see if we can get it in there. There we are. And we just have a little more, there we go. Okay. This is just a little thingamajobby. And we have to be exceedingly careful inside because there are cables that are connecting, as you can see there. You don't want to break those. Okay, here inside the unit, we need to disconnect this cable at the bottom of it. As you can see, there's that gold-colored or copper-colored cable, and there's a little sort of brownish-looking thing that has to be nudged upwards. So you got to put a tiny screwdriver in there and nudge that up so that cable will be disconnected. Okay, so we have gotten this connector out successfully from right there. Now the hard drive sort of hinges up like that. So just be gentle, there is a ribbon cable on that. And it should fold up out of the way like that. And then this connector has a little thing on it, if you want to get in close here, that you have to flip up, and then you can disconnect this. If you're not comfortable even cracking the case open, then you'd probably want to bring this somewhere to be serviced, or have somebody who knows what they're doing do this. This is very, very, very delicate work, so you must be very careful with this. And because, again, it is going to take a lot of fidgeting around, I'm not going to show you that. Okay, now we have that disconnected. Now we have to disconnect the hard drive. This is the connector here. This little piece has to flip upwards. Right now it is laying flat, in other words parallel with the plane of the drive and the board here. We need to lift that perpendicular to that, and then that cable will pull straight out. Once again, this is a very fidgety process, and you must be very careful doing it. And we'll continue on from there. Now flipped up on its side, there's a tiny screw there, and a tiny screw there, and 3 more on the other side. Those now need to be removed. Okay, there are the screws. They are absolutely minuscule. You'll see only 5 of them because this unit was taken apart previously, so I'm guessing one of the screws was lost or something like that. But anyway, those are out. Here's a little rubber spacer that belongs right there. I've taken that out, and now that those screws are out, you'll see this case here separates. Just like that. Very gently, and there we are. Okay, next is removing the LCD, which is right here. It's cabled in here. This is a backwards connector. Now if you look very carefully, you see that little darker colored thing, which I've already flipped up perpendicular to the plane. This is a backwards connector, as I call it, so it lifts up from this side rather than from this side like the other connectors. So from this side that lifts up, and now that cable will come out, as will the LCD, like so. So that connector went in there like that. Alright, now the PCB comes out. It sort of just lifts up right here like that, but see right there? And if I flip it over, there's this thing. That's a little piece of capped on tape that you need to peel off, and then the board should be free. More connector right here, and that also has a tiny thing that's a flip up backwards. So you come in here and flip it upwards so it's perpendicular, and then this whole thing should come out. Now we have the wheel taken out. Over here is the donor, and now we get to do the same thing again and take those screws out and all that other good stuff. This one is missing the LCD. Take this connector off again, and then we can swap the buttons over the button board. Okay, here we are reassembled, and as you can see, there's stuff on the screen. The backlight is not on, but alas, no bueno. And the reason for that is there is actually a problem not with the buttons themselves, but with the PCB, the printed circuit board, that is not reading this stuff. So apparently that had gotten fried. The donor unit we had somewhere in this mess had a bad PCB, so we do not have the parts to repair it, and that's going to be the end of the road. I'll just take the hard drive out of it and scrap the rest. So anyway, thanks again to Eddie Steady 73 for at least the hard drive out of it. I'll still have to source another MP3 player from somewhere. If anybody has a 16 gig or larger, that would be great. That way I can put it in the Big 6 and listen to all the Shoutcast kind. So anyway, this one didn't end up working out, but that's okay. You can't fix them all. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.